Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Park Life as City take on Walsall. And now for the rest of the season and hopefully beyond, there's two of us. Lucky you.
Coming up this week, we speak to manager Matt Taylor and Archie Collins, who has just returned from injury. We have a sneak peek at the players' FIFA ratings, and we have much more to come on this week's Park Life. But first, we look back at last week's draw against Hartlepool United.
Exeter City were one of the highest scorers last season in Sky Bet League 2, and they've found their shooting boots again of late. After Hartlepool looking for a third straight win in a row. Now the home side will come forward. Got Talon waiting inside the box. It's going to loop towards goal, and then it's in on this near sideline though. Sterry with a really dangerous ball and the header right at the keeper. Under control, Sweeney sticking his head on it. He's going to get back and help out the rest of the defence, however, because they're under the cosh here, and that's a super finish by Luke Molyneux. Throw it, now looking to feed it through the middle of the park. Barney Brown gives it across, Jay. Again to Brown, neatly worked over the top of the crossbar from Sam Nob. Back again. Jay, the captain. Chris making a run off the ball as he looked to push even further forward. Down to his skipper. It's all very clustered down there. Eventually floated in, and the free header. Easy as you like just before half-time. Sam Nob celebrates, the away fans celebrate. Just waiting and waiting for a ball to come in. No one's really picking him up either. Assistance from the away side. Keep the attack alive. It's almost behind everybody. On the turn is for the half-time break. Continued that after it as well. Little ball into the channel. He's going to keep it alive. Cut inside, and he gets his angles all right. Waiting for a chance, and a chance may appear here as they look to combine. Everybody waiting for the delivery. Someone sends it in. Keeper fumbles it. Cleared away. It wouldn't have counted anyway. Alive in the middle of the park. Twist onto the right boot, but the effort is straight down the throat. Fancy footwork. It's the final product. It's an effort on goal. Wasn't too far away as well. And that's the full-time whistle. A share of the spoils then for these two, Hartlepool United.
It'll be a rather unique dugout at St James Park on Saturday when the Grecians take on the Saddlers. We have spoken to Matt Taylor.
Which one?
Exeter City manager Matt Taylor ahead of the game.
It'll take a little bit of time. I said in a previous interview, I don't think he's had his full selection to choose from as yet. I think there's players coming back from suspension and injury this weekend, so we expect them to be stronger. They've got some exciting players and some talented players. You know, the front three are all on loan have started the season really well, and players of a certain level and pedigree. So lots to be aware of in relation to the opposition. But we're looking forward to playing at home, especially on the back of last weekend and the training week we've had. And we're looking forward to getting back to ourselves. We had a good result in the last home game we played in difficult circumstances against Sutton, and we'll be looking to put in a positive performance, irrelevant of who we're up against and irrelevant of who's in the opposite dugout and his name as well.
Sunny Devon is not quite as sunny today, so we've come inside. 8 points, 7 goals and 3 clean sheets. Let's have a look back at September.
Wilson wasn't great, but it's going to fall to him in the penalty area, and that forces a good save. That's a good ball. Oh, what a tackle that is. Sends the goal kick long. Maybe an opportunity here, but not Spread it in and
Oh, super ball there, and it's in. Matt J, terrific ball in. Great start to the second half. Oh, they're playing their way through, and it's 2. It's Jay. The captain gets his second goal of the match. Decent ball into the near post. Oh, and they've walked in another. This time it's Josh King. Oh, caprice, beautifully done. And he finds De Jong. Another easy goal for Exeter. And it's 4.
So that's a lovely touch and an opportunity. Really good goalkeeping from Jane. Good work from him. And again, opportunity here. Goalkeeper makes a good save. And still. And the cross is turned back and then over. Good ball from Jane. This is Nombi. Good strength from him. Still Nombi. Opportunities here and in. Turned into his own net by Ben Goodliff. That will go down as an own goal. Those fans don't care. Exeter lead, 68 minutes played. Clever ball from Matt Jay. To break again. Nombi on the ball. Jay, Nombi, he's through now. It's Nombi for two. Exeter on their way to 3 points. Sam Nombi will definitely get this one. 6 minutes to go, and Exeter double their lead. Sam Nombi with his first goal for the club. Jay, again the creator. Nombi bearing down on goal, went round the goalkeeper and pops it into the empty net.
Again, Jay, the captain. He's making a run off the ball as he looked to push even further forward. Down to his skipper. It's all very clustered down there. Eventually floated in and the free header. Easy as you like just before half-time. Sam Nom celebrates, the away fans celebrate.
It's got to be Sam's goal for me. What a cross that was from Jake Caprice. Now, it's time for Jed's pint-sized look at the Saddlers. And while you're at it, why don't you get a pint after the game? £3 in centre spot after full time.
This week's visitors to St James Park are Walsall. The crest on the badge is directly linked to the formation of the club. In the 1880s, there was 2 football clubs in the town, the Walsall Swifts and Walsall Town. And in 1888, they amalgamated to create one side, and then in 1895, they changed their name to simply Walsall. The nickname the Saddlers reflects the town's leather industry. During the First World War, one single saddlery company made 100,000 saddles for the British Army, and that was in 1 year alone. Walsall were the original members of Division 3 and Division 4, and in 1959-60 they won their first Division 4 title. In 1961 they got promoted to Division 2 for the first time in the history, and by the end of the 20th century they were back in the Championship again. That said, after back-to-back relegations they found themselves in League 2, but they won the League 2 title in 2006 and 7, and they stayed in League 1 for 12 years before getting relegated back to League 2 in 2019. But this year it's been a slow start for Walsall, and they sit in 22nd going into Saturday's game. This weekend in this dugout there'll be Matt Taylor, and in this dugout as well Matt Taylor will also be taking charge, but not the defender, the Premier League midfielder who scored scorchers for Portsmouth in his time in the Barclays Premier League. The experienced midfielder played over 170 games for Portsmouth before moving to Bolton and then later West Ham, all for 3 years each. In the twilight of his career, it took him to the West Country with Swindon Town. In 2019, he became caretaker manager, and after a few betting mishaps in pre-season, we all had a bit of a meltdown when we thought that Matt Taylor was going to the Bank Stadium. Instead, it was Matthew Taylor. The Bank Stadium itself is a £4.5 million project that sits just off the M6. It was built to replace the old Fellows Park and was opened by Sir Stanley Matthews in 1990. There were plans to redevelop the Bescott Stadium, or now the Bank Stadium, due to sponsorship reasons, whilst Walsall was still in League 1. That got scuppered though, but the plans to fund the project was to turn the main stand into an M6 billboard, which would have been the largest billboard in Europe. Experienced defender Stephen Ward is this week's one to watch. The player began at Bohemians before moving to Wolverhampton in 2007. He played a number of games for the Republic of Ireland, including featuring at the Euro 2012 and Euro 2016 international tournaments. Ward made well over 200 appearances for Wolves and helped them to promotion to the Premier League in 2009. He left to join Brighton and Hove Albion and Burnley amongst others, and he returned to the Black Country this summer, putting pen to paper for the season. One thing's for certain, when Exeter play Walsall, it usually ends in goals, apart from the 2-0 draws last season. In 81 games there have been 262 goals, an average of 3 a game. and yet last season was the anomaly. And in all of those fixtures, Exeter City have won 26 of those games. There have been 15 draws, and Walsall have been on top on 40 occasions. And finally, in the 1960s, Walsall were one of the very few clubs that actually played live music before the game to entertain home fans. In 1964 to 1965, local beat band The Jaguars played at Fellows Parks, and they were managed by an old season ticket holder, Roy Hawkins. I reckon I could be in a band. In fact, looking at it now, I could make me an album cover.
Exeter City, Reds are great, Reds are great. The others look pity.
Well, Exeter City are quickly elevating their way up the table, and we spoke to Archie Collins, who got his first team minutes last week.
Been looking forward to being back out there, and I've definitely got the feel and want to be back out there more often. Now I'm just very thankful to be back out there, really, and I miss it.
I'm not surprised. I mean, you sort of got injured that week before the season started, and having behind closed doors games last season, I imagine you're itching to play in front of fans again. How was it for you? How did you cope sitting out and having to watch on the sidelines while the rest of the lads did their thing?
Try not to watch it, because you want to be out there so bad, and just basically because I couldn't be out there, just probably take my mind away from football, really, and try and like rest even more mentally. And so now I'm back, I'm ready, and I'm itching to get going.
This year, FIFA 22 is powered by football and powered by Exeter City. So to celebrate the launch, we met up with a couple of first team players to discuss their in-game ratings. To celebrate the launch of EA Sports FIFA 22, we are joined by 4 of the first team to reveal their FIFA ratings. Your defending stats this year are 59.
Nicely done. Spot on.
And you are officially League 2's best goalkeeper this year.
Thank you very much.
And you're also the best white walker as well.
They could have stuck me a filter on or something, couldn't they?
What kind of pace is this? They've never seen me run before.
Faster than it. 75.
What do you reckon you should be?
Like 90.
90.
Happy? Sad?
Not 72.
This is why I play NBA.
Want to see this one?
52.
Wow.
Is that generous?
You obviously think so.
I'm not sure. I think maybe a bit more. Maybe 62 should be about right. Do you think? Bit less pace, a bit more creativity and craft, you know?
You'd rather buff it out there?
Yeah, something like 90 passing or something.
Reflexes.
Oh, 68. Oh, I'm going to have to take a live one. I'm working my way up. Come on, mate.
Oh, MJ, come on, mate. Come on, score for me.
Spear.
Your pace, 57. I think that's generous.
What?
And your full stats, your heading is 61 this year.
So that's out of order.
You're basically just a head on leg, yeah.
Head on stick.
I'm an ostrich.
It's been quite a week for Abby Britton and Aaron Wakely's Exeter City women's side, scoring 11 goals in their last 2 matches with wins over Buckland Athletic and Larkhall. Let's take a look at the win against Larkhall on Sunday.
wanted 6 points at the start of the week. Also 2 clean sheets, which is what we were after. And I thought, yeah, we did very well today to nullify their long ball and kept the clean sheet on today and on Wednesday, which is what we were after. And obviously the 6 points is a bonus.
So there we go, with the side flying. There's no better time to back the Exeter City women, and we're delighted that they'll be taking on Plymouth Argyle in the Devon Derby in the Devon Cup as well, here at St James Park on Sunday the 17th of October, the day after our home game against Newport County. Tickets are on sale. Please come and back the side in the Devon Derby. Get behind them.
Eating a meat-free meal is one of the tasks you need to do to ensure that Exeter City get some goals in Planet Super League. We're fresh off the back of a win against Cardiff City, and ironically next is Walsall. Can you do what you can do to help Exeter City win Planet Super League? Back in 2019, both teams played out a 3-3 draw in a classic encounter here at St James Park. Let's have a look at the highlights of that one. As you may have seen throughout the season, we've been grilling some of the squad on what they think about their teammates. This week, it was Jake Caprice on the spot, and since it's strictly starting this week, we found out who is the best and worst dancers in the side. Who's your away day roommate?
Giovanni Brown is my roommate on away days.
Who's the best dancer at the club?
I'm gonna give it to Nigel Atangana. He's got a few moves, so I'll give it to Nigel.
What's his special move have you seen?
Nigel can kind of do a bit of everything. He can kind of adapt to any type of music. So yeah, Nigel's got a few moves on him. I'll give him that.
Who's the worst dancer in the group?
The worst dancer. The worst dancer. I'm going to give it to Ben Seymour just because I know I hate that.
Who's the scariest? Like, who wouldn't you want to get on the wrong side of?
The scariest? No one, to be honest with you. I don't think there's anyone like Yeah, not really. Not anyone I could think of.
Who will be a future manager?
Future manager. MJ, I reckon. I think MJ's got good knowledge. He knows football. So I think MJ.
Apart from yourself, who's the quickest at the club?
I'll probably say, but to be fair, there's a few quick boys this year. Josh Key, Sam Nombe, and Awara. So it'll be out of them three, other than myself.
Who do you think will win the 100-meter race?
Win the 100 meter with myself included?
Yeah.
I think I win.
Who'd win a marathon then?
A marathon? Marathon. Marathon. Trying to think now. Back to pre-season. Who was it? MJ. MJ's fit. MJ can run.
Who's the messiest at the club?
The messiest. I'm not really too sure, to be fair. Everyone seems quite tidy in their area, in the changing room, so I'm not really too sure on that one.
Who's got the cutest pet?
The cutest pet? I think a few of the boys have got dogs. I think MJ's got one. I think Sweens has got a dog. I've never actually met any of their pets, so I can actually tell you. But yeah, I think a few of the boys have got dogs.
Have you met the manager's dog yet?
I think once I've seen it on the training ground, but no, I haven't actually. Yeah, I think I've seen it a few times. I've seen it a few times actually.
Who's the biggest diva at the club?
The biggest diva? In terms of what? What would you mean by that?
Who's the flappiest? Who's the one that turns their nose up at everything?
To be fair, we haven't really got a diva, to be honest with you. Everyone's kind of level-headed at the club. Like everyone, yeah, we haven't really got a diva, to be honest.
Who's never off their phone?
Never off their phone. Nigel. He's forever voice noting. Literally.
And finally, who is the best at FIFA?
The best at FIFA? Callum Rowe. Callum Rowe's a joke at FIFA.
Walsall go into Saturday's game 22nd in the league, and they lost again last week against Bristol Rovers. Let's catch up with the highlights of that game against the Gas.
That is all we've got time for on Park Life today. Thank you so much for joining us, and to Jed for co-hosting as well. Remember, there's still tickets on sale for this game right up until kickoff, online and in person at the club as well. And if you're one of the lucky few to be overseas, you can watch it on iFollow as well with a match pass. Listen if you're in the UK. Don't forget to pick up a Grecian, just £3.50, our award-winning match day programme. One last thing for me to say is, and that is...
Up the city!
Yeah, that